She was hot for the money. So hot for it, honey. She was hot for the money, so you better treat her right. Welcome to another episode of Inspired Voices. I am Oliver Riera, your host, and I am sitting next to stand-up comedian Matt White.
What's up, everybody?
Now, as some of you know, as some of you don't know, Matt is my roommate, and we also have Best Friends Comedy, a YouTube page where we create sketches and put them out.
Yep.
All right, so why don't you tell everyone where you're from?
I am originally from a small town in North Carolina called Hertford, North Carolina. H-Town, stand up.
H-Town?
Yeah, small town.
Yeah.
Small town. And my graduating
Like
class.
small town, like 10 people, or?
No,
Yeah, what was your class?
In my graduating class, I think there was 93 people to graduate.
93 people? Okay, all right. That's not too small, but it's pretty damn small, though.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
compared to like mine, my class was like 3,000 people. Yeah, it was brutal. There's a lot of cliques.
Oh, we didn't have enough clicks. We knew everybody.
Right. That's cool, man. How was it growing up there?
It was all right. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was like it's I don't want to say it's backwards or like it's backwoods and nothing like that, but straight up small town type stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we had like 2 stoplights, I think. 2
stoplights, nice.
Yeah,
It's better than one.
It's better, definitely better than one. There's not a lot going on in the town.
Although it seems like, like people who stop at that light, they're probably like frustrated because it's that one light that they have to go through, and the rest they could just go.
I mean, if they blink, they out of the town, pretty much.
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
That's awesome. All right, so what about your family? Tell me about your family.
I am one of 8, technically 9, but 8 of us survived. I did. I had an older brother that died when he was a baby.
I'm sorry.
You laughing? You laughing at my pain.
I thought you had jokes.
No, these are not jokes. These are facts. But no, I am the baby boy. I have 6 sisters. I got an older brother by 2 years. Growing up, nothing but mostly females in the household. So it was.
I mean, I'm surprised you didn't turn out like feminine.
Oh no, I am. I'm just extremely emotional, but I hide it well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
If you get me going and you get me like I won't say drunk, but you get me drunk, I'm okay.
Let it out, girl.
Yes.
Let it out.
Yes.
Man, that must be really tough growing up with so many females in the house. I mean, it's like a sorority party.
Pretty much,
every day or
A
something.
sorority party that I was not invited in, and they was wondering why I was always around.
Yeah.
So pretty much, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh man. So you got into stand-up. When did you get into stand-up?
I didn't get into stand-up.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me take it back even more. So, when did you find out that you were funny?
I think it was around the 3rd grade, 3rd or 4th grade.
Okay.
I was a little fat kid growing up.
Yeah.
So I had this one dude that literally always used to joke me. And one day I just stood up for myself. Like he said something funny and I saw everybody else laugh at it. And I was like, yo, I can make them laugh too. So I just joked myself and they laughed hard at what I said.
Nice.
At me.
Yeah.
Then what he said. And he kind of like, he still didn't like me. But he kind of, I think that day he kind of respected me because I stood up for myself. I just didn't take it anymore.
Damn.
But I mean,
there you go.
We
so it started from bullies, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. But it won't. It won't in the sense like, oh my God, Matt White. Oh my God, he's only doing comedy because he got bullied as a kid and say. I did the bullying after a while.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I learned. I like, you know what? That's what bullying's like. Okay, I could do that too.
So you bullied the bullies?
Pretty much, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
So, but I fought back, but not physically because I wasn't really a fighter.
Yeah,
I was a fat kid, so I didn't have a lot of stamina.
Right, you could just smash people with your stomach or something.
Yeah, if I got close to them.
Yeah.
If I got close enough to grab on your ass, and
like a bear.
Put my weight on you.
Yeah.
So if I got a chance to put my weight on your ass, it's over.
It's like a pancake.
Yeah, I smashed them.
And then pour some honey on them.
Hell yeah, honey, man.
You want some butter on your thighs?
Yeah, I already got butter on my thighs. I keep it stored in my thighs, actually. It's like RoboCop. There you go. That'd be 1850. No.
Plus tax.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a pretty early age. So what from there? How did you get into stand up?
From there, like fast forward a couple years. I used to watch stand up all the time.
Okay.
I used to watch Comedy View on BT all the time.
Right.
Used to come on at 10 o'clock.
Boop, boop.
I used to watch it at 10 o'clock. Sometimes I used to wait and watch it again at 2 o'clock. Not knowing I was actually really studying it, but I just liked, like, if a comment was up that I really liked, I was like, I want to see that again.
Okay.
And
nice.
I would watch it again. But
would you say that you were like mimicking on them? First, like when you first started watching stand up and stuff.
I wouldn't say I was mimicking them. I mean, I guess I was doing like an impression because I go to school the next day. One of my friends used to watch Comedy View too, so we go to we recap what we liked.
Right.
And there's several comments that we like, so I would go to school and we just kind of do the jokes together and just laugh and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
okay, it's just a little introduction to stand up right there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So when did you get a stand up then?
I didn't actually start doing stand up until 2005. I kind of didn't. I never really wanted to do it, but it was never like a goal of mine or something. And you know what, I'm gonna do that.
Right.
I got into acting, and I was all about doing that. I wanted to be a comedic actor. I wanted to be like
Who did you
Jim
compare
Carrey.
yourself with? Oh, Jim Carrey?
I wanted to be like Jim Carrey, like the Chris Farleys and stuff like that. I wanted to be white, so to speak. Nah. But they were physical comedians. So
right.
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do more physical comedy because I like the aspect of using what you have, is using your body.
Yeah.
And just playing with that.
Did you always find yourself like making faces like Jim Carrey does? And
Oh
stuff
yeah,
like that?
yeah.
That's what I did too.
I made different faces, different noises and stuff like that, different gestures.
Yeah.
Like I was really into Mr. Bean as well. Like,
nice.
He's a silent kind of comedian, but he talks every once in a while. But like his
physicality.
Yeah, his physicality was what made him Mr. Bean, pretty much. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
So man, but it was a lot of influences. But I kind of wanted to be a comedic actor. The goal was kind of get on SNL, which is still the goal.
There you go.
But I was gonna do it like from comedy or from being a comedic actor, and I got into improv when I got to college. I used to watch it too, but I got into it in college.
Yeah.
And I'm in college auditioning for a group. Like so many people kept telling me, like, "Oh, yo, you should do stand up." Like I got denied from a group. Just watch improv. I got denied from the group like 3 times. The first time, like I didn't know anything about improv. I thought you had to be funny. That's it.
Yeah.
So at the audition, I was making everybody laugh.
Right.
Every opportunity I had, get him. I walked out of there with so much confidence. Like, yeah, I'm definitely in this group. Nope. I didn't get into it, and I asked the dude why. We was actually friends.
You asked him after the first time?
Yeah,
okay.
After the first audition, I walked to that list, and my name wasn't on it, and I asked him why I didn't get on it. He's like, my improv was too much like stand-up, which at the time I didn't get because I didn't write anything down. I didn't come in there with anything planned.
And what college is this?
It was at ECU. East Carolina University. Purple, gold, go Pirates. But
that's a dog now.
Yeah. I mean, they can have dogs, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
They can have dogs. But he told me my comedy was too much like stand up, and like for years I had like a I had not as a vendetta, so to speak, but I had something to prove because I had a chip on my shoulder. It's like, how am I gonna prove my improv is not like stand up?
Yeah.
But then eventually, after that, like so many people, you should do stand up. So you should do stand up. I had a goal actually. Let me backtrack a little bit, but I had a goal before college because I like making people laugh.
Right.
So I had a goal like to try to make somebody laugh that I didn't know every day.
Oh, interesting.
So like out in the public, just doing random stuff, and I was pretty successful with it too. So it didn't matter who they were. Like I'd go talk to anybody.
Yeah.
But
that's a good practice to do.
It was like when now thinking about it, like all the stuff I did led up to me having a career in comedy without me knowing that I was doing that.
Yeah.
So, but I started doing after I got into the improv group. I saw that we can. They was an organization on campus.
Back up a little bit more.
Okay.
And you got denied 3 times for the improv group.
I did.
And so, what made you keep wanting to audition after the first time that you failed?
The first time I was like, fuck that, man. I ain't taking no for no answer because I really wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Because like I mean, me having a goal of making people laugh, it's like, all right, it's good to be in a group. Mm-hmm. That's what you're doing. You're making people laugh, and I like being on stage, so I just kind of wanted to do it. I didn't take no for an answer.
Did you say? Would you say that like that was your kind of like the only option that you saw at the time?
Yeah, it was the only one that was available. So
gotcha.
Like after audition was not like I can audition again in like 2 months. Like I kind of had to wait the next year to do it again.
Gotcha.
Because they only held auditions like once a year. So I did it again for the second year.
And what did you do? What did you do in between? Like, did you practice improv or study up on it?
I didn't because I still didn't know too much about it. Like I said, I thought it was to be funny, but I think I watched a couple shows and I watched some of the people that was in the shows thinking I'm funnier than these guys.
Yeah.
But like I didn't know the process. But actually, the second time I did it, this is crazy. The second time I did it, they invited me to practice.
After they told you didn't get in?
Yeah, because it's totally different. It was totally different person running it. They invited me to practice. They knew I was funny already because it was kind of cliquey. It was like the theater people.
Yeah.
So they already knew who I was.
Right. Because
I had classes with a lot of them. I joked around with a lot of them anyway.
Right.
But they invited me to the practice, one practice, and they liked me at the practice. And this time I wasn't just trying to go for jokes. This time I actually did like character work and stuff like that. I did like this little like surfer character, like like I did like I can't do it now.
What up, dude?
Yeah, bruh. I did like a little surfer character like throughout it and just like played with the character, and just stayed in the moment in terms of the scene work and stuff like that. And they loved it. They liked it. And they said, oh my God, you're in. And come the next semester, nobody told me when practices was.
Oh, really?
Like they didn't say anything to me, because I was doing the tech theater stuff, so they didn't say anything to me. And like one day I asked them, like, "How come y'all didn't say anything to me?" So, "Oh, we thought you was gonna be too busy with theater and all this other stuff." I was like, "Man, fuck that, man." That's what I'm saying. It's like, why are you just making my decisions for me?
Yeah.
I said, if this is something I want to do, I'm gonna make time for it.
Right. Yeah. And you mentioned like staying in the moment. Mm-hmm. Is that something that pretty much came natural to you? Staying in a moment, you knew if you stayed in a moment, even though you had no training at all, you knew that you had to stay in a moment. Like, where did that come from?
I mean, it's just like keeping something going. It's like just like if you play a character, like just keep going.
So it's from your acting background.
Yeah,
that you knew that. Okay, gotcha.
So like once you establish, I took acting classes and stuff too. I went for acting, but I ended up doing the tech stuff.
Yeah.
But like I kind of knew, like being in the moment when we have a character, like because we had certain character exercises that we did in class.
Yeah.
My freshman and sophomore year there. So we had to become a character. We had to know everything about that character. Like one final of my acting one class where we had to pick a character and like define who he was, where he's from, everything about him. I think we had to spend like 10 minutes as that person at the end of the class. And like answer questions for them. Okay. And I didn't do none of the work. I chose because I didn't really like the class. I was kind of renegade. I was against all that stuff at the time. But what I did, I created the character right before I went into class, and I created a character that had multiple personalities.
Oh, interesting.
To the point like it was one of them was like a little fat kid. One of them was a person that had narcolepsy. And the other one had, I think, an eating disorder.
I think you could play the narcolepsy really well.
Yeah, I put the narcolepsy thing. So because they was asking us questions, I put the narcolepsy thing in there. So whenever she asked me a question that I didn't know the answer to, I didn't want to answer.
Yeah.
Literally, no bullshit. That's like.
That's clever.
And just like went to sleep, and she had to accept it because I stayed in it.
Right.
And actually, one of the characters, not like the fat kid, had an eating disorder, and that was a pimp named Goldie. I had a pimp, and it was totally 3 different like characters that was in one person that you would probably never see that. But I played off the pimp whenever I wanted to. It was like just played off the pimp, just like, I'm just trying to get some bitches or something like that. Just played off of that. Then play. And whenever they asked me something, I just slept for a little bit and just
switch personality.
Yeah, switch personality.
That's like the easiest way to get it out of something, isn't it?
It is, yo. That was the easiest A
nice
I got in that class because she loved it.
Nice.
The easiest A. Now that didn't take no prep at all. I was just, all right, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this and this. Right. Almost like I had a team huddle with myself and talking. We're gonna do this, we do this. All right, ready, break. And I went in the classroom and did it.
Nice.
And like I got an A on it.
That's cool, man. So that was all in college, right?
Yeah.
And then did you graduate college?
I did not, sadly. I did not.
So what made you go into college in the first place then?
I wanted to get the hell out of my hometown. I wanted to go as far as I could from my family. It's not fine. I hated them.
How far did you go?
Not that far.
How far is that away from your house?
Right now, it's from here. It's probably
from Greenville, from ECU.
From Greenville is probably 2 hours, an hour and a half.
2 hours, okay.
Depending on how fast you drive.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't get accepted in ECU right away. Like I applied for App State, Elon, Meredith, not Meredith, but Methodist College. I actually got into that, and I was gonna go there for football.
Right.
But it was a private school, so that shit was pretty expensive. But the day I was doing the play, the day I got interviewed for a play in college, it was a funny thing happened on the way to the forum. I played Pseudolus, main character. I sung and I danced.
Boom! Look at that.
But
multi-talented over here. Playboy.
But the day I got interviewed for that paper, for town paper or whatever, the day I got interviewed for it, I told them that I was gonna go to Methodist College because that's the one. I was like, I figured I'd go to that because ECU I had to do the I had to either take the ACT or the SAT over again because my scores weren't high enough because I played football as well and I had to take those tests like after a football game, which is not. I don't recommend that at all to nobody. But because it's early in the morning too, and I was tired and exhausted.
Right.
But so I decided, you know what, I'm not gonna take neither one of them again. I'm just gonna go to the other school, and I never took one of them again. And I told the person that I was going to Methodist, but I really wanted to go to ECU because they had a good acting program.
Right.
And that day I got home, I got my acceptance letter to ECU.
Nice.
I was like.
Damn.
I was like, word.
How proud were you, man?
I was excited, man, because since my freshman year, I wanted to go to college. No one else in my family had went to college at that time.
Yeah.
And
so you were the first.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I was like, I really wanted to do it, so I worked my ass off to do it, and it paid off. And I got into college, and it was. I wouldn't take the experience back for nothing.
Right.
Because it was a great experience. I know I didn't graduate, but in my mind, I got my diploma and I found out what I really wanted to do for the rest of my life. So
right.
Most people don't do that graduate.
Yeah. Was your mom alive at the time?
Yeah, she was.
How was she? Was she proud?
If she was, she had a weird way of showing it.
Yeah.
Like the first when I had to go to college, on the summer I went. Before I went to college, I stayed in Philly with my older sister, my brother. And I went up there for a while just like kind of work or just to get away from home.
Yeah.
And my mom, she was with me when I went to college, like the first day moving in. And which was funny because at the time I didn't know my roommate was black. I talked to him on the phone, and he sounded, he didn't sound black to me.
Right.
And the funny thing about it, I didn't sound black to him either.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We both thought each other were white.
Oh, that's funny.
And I walk in the room. I see Jordans. There's a PlayStation 2. There's jerseys in there. I was like, yo, this white dude got black friends.
Yeah.
And then he walks in the room and walks in like a 6'2" black dude. And I was like, what? He looked at me like, what? My mom was sitting on the bed and
everyone was like, what?
Yeah. She always talked trash and stuff like that. She said whatever was on her mind.
Right.
Didn't care who was in the room.
Yeah.
But and that was famous. It made for like a awkward but cool moment. And to this day, me and this dude, we still friends. Like I'm like his a godfather to like some of his kids, so which is pretty cool.
Right.
But I guess she was proud of me. Like they never knew what I was doing in college. They didn't really ask either though. But I mean, the fact I was doing something.
With my mom. Like my parents, really, I never really told them what's going on in my life. I'm just like, I'm doing good.
Yeah. Like I said, as long as I ain't asking them for money, I think they were cool. But,
I bet. Same here.
Yeah.
All right. So after you left college, were you bummed out when you left college? Like you knew you didn't, or was it like, you know what, I need to do this because it's not working for me?
It was when I actually had to leave college, it bummed me out a little bit because I didn't leave on my own terms. I didn't leave because of the fact that I was kicked out. I had to leave because I couldn't afford it.
Oh, gotcha.
I went in 2007. I did an internship at Disney. I got it twice. They had a college program internship. The first time I got it, I decided not to do it, to do theater stuff. And the second time I got it, I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna pass up on this opportunity. And I was kind of fed up with the theater department at the time. I needed a break. We worked all the time. So, and with comedy, I was doing comedy more and more. So the goal was to go down to Florida to do the internship. But the main thing was to see if I can do comedy in a totally different place where nobody knew me.
Yeah.
And I eventually ended up doing that. And that's the main reason I went down there. So after the internship was up,
down in Florida.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I ended up having to come back for like circumstances. Like it was it's a lot of, I won't say bad stuff, but a lot of unfortunate stuff that happened. Like I was supposed to stay for a year, got approved to stay for a year. My mom got in a bad car accident. I came home to help take care of her, and it just never really got back on track. So eventually I just went back to ECU. Like I was supposed to graduate in 2007 if I stayed in school.
Gotcha.
So I would have graduated, but I chose not to, and I did the internship, which I don't regret none of it.
Yeah.
But when I went back to ECU trying to get back in school, like I had to get a place, and I chose to pay money on the place rather than the tuition. I was waiting for them kind of to tell me that, okay, you need to pay this tuition. They never told me. I took all the classes that I had that semester. I passed all of them, and none of them counted because my tuition never got paid.
Damn.
And at the time, with getting the place, and like never made enough money to save up to actually pay for college and the place and stuff like that. So unfortunately, financially, I wasn't able to do it. But I still stayed in Greenville for a while, and I still did a lot of stuff.
Why'd you stay in Greenville? Why Greenville? Because it's just you knew the place?
I mean, it's not the fact that I just knew it. I started my organization there, my Seriously Klein, and it got to the point where it built itself up to get off campus. Like the goal was to first start on campus and see if I can get off campus,
right.
And eventually end up doing that. And I ended up eventually creating a comedy scene that's still in Greenville right now, but it's called something different now.
And you started that after you left college?
I started that in 2005. I started that literally when I started doing stand up.
Gotcha. All right.
So that was my motivation to do stand up more, because I eventually end up producing my own shows and doing my own stuff.
Right.
So we did like once a month stuff, and it was all themed based so that way we wouldn't run out of material. Yeah. So I think to a certain degree it was a smart way to go about it, because we didn't have mics, we didn't have opportunities to get on stage like that. Yeah. So I had to create my own opportunities to do what I needed to do, and going to college and doing the backstage stuff at ECU, it gave me a good foundation to follow. Yeah. So
all that tech work and all the acting classes, all the improv,
it just helped me produce that and build it. So
were you aware that you were just grinding it out, so because you knew you were going to use that skill later on down the road?
I be honest with you, I kind of fell in love with the tech stuff because it's funny, the acting part of it. For a while they didn't allow me to be myself, because I guess they didn't realize that I was who I was, right? In a way, but
they didn't know they were dealing with a Jim Carrey.
Yeah. The tech side of it, they allowed me to be myself. So like we had a rule that there was no horseplay in the shop, and the dude let me play all the time. The dude as long as I did my work, as long as I did what I was supposed to do, I won't really interrupting too much. Right. He just let me be myself and let me do what I needed to do. So I gravitated to that side, and that, like I said, that foundation really helped me out, because it gave me a deeper foundation than just acting. Right. Yeah. It gave me
now you got layers on it.
Yeah. It gave me more of a producing background. Right. Without even knowing that I was going to do that, and then when I just put all that together. I just used what I learned and put all that together. Right. So it was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
When,
That is cool. Was it hard to start seriously clown and comedy?
It was that we had to write a constitution. At the time, I didn't really know. I knew what our constitution was in terms of like the United States. So I was like,
it's like a religion.
Yeah. It's like I don't want to do all that, but I did it. Had to make the bylaws.
Oh, you had to do it. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, for ECU.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Had to do all that because it was the same thing as being accepted as like a frat or a sorority.
Gotcha. All right.
So because it was a student organization. So
how long did that process take?
It didn't take long actually.
Okay.
Just so I got the ball rolling. Well, me and the other dude that I met that when I eventually starting a group with. I met him. We sat down. We talked about it a couple times. I just wrote it out, and then like I had met with him once, and then maybe like a couple days after that, I kept going back to it. Whenever I went in class, whenever I want to do anything, that was my focus.
Gotcha.
Like I have to get this done. So I didn't really think too much about it either. I was just like, no, just do it. Yeah, just get it done. Like it's the process. Like, well, get it done, go all the way through it, and then. If I need to change some stuff, I changed some stuff. So I went all the way through it. I put all the rules in it. I thought about what I wanted in it. And they accepted it. And then the organization was born in February of 2005.
Yeah, you just planted that seed, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Very cool. So seriously, kind of comedy is that just stand up or is that improv? What's it offer? Yeah,
it's comedy. It was on campus. We had to be stand up and sketch comedy because there was already an improv group, and they didn't want like a conflict of interest.
Gotcha.
Type thing. And I was actually in the improv group, so I was like, that'd be kind of weird.
Yeah.
But so we did improv, but we didn't tell people we did improv.
Okay.
Like we improvised a lot of the sketch stuff. Like we had a foundation in the sketches. I wasn't sold on like you have to say this, you have to do that. Like whoever I cast in the sketch, we got the gist of what the sketch was in terms of what you need to say, and I gave them like free range to like do whatever they need to do. Nice. So like and that added the improv into it,
right? So
that allowed them to like flow with it because I've all like when I do my stand up, I don't like being robotic, like in terms of acting.
Yeah,
like you rehearse a script and then you say the lines that you rehearse, and after a while that gets robotic. It's not organic. And I think just learning from doing improv and just seeing stand up without even doing as much research in terms of what I know now. Like it has to seem like it's in the moment.
Yeah.
Like so, like I was already on that wavelength before I actually started doing it, not knowing that was the right thing that I was supposed to be doing in the first place.
Oh, that's good.
So like, cause I don't want to seem like I didn't like going through the motions.
Yeah.
And because after a while, if you're just going through the motions, you don't have. There's not a lot of emotion. There's not a lot of energy. And it's not as engaging.
Yeah.
To a crowd, cause like they're just doing that to be doing that. So like well, I guess the acting background kind of helped too, though. Then knowing this is what that is, and so I don't want to do that.
Yeah, but the decisions you made are pretty logical in your mind.
Yeah.
So you didn't, and then turns out you were right.
Yeah, and I had nothing else to go off of either. So it was like,
right.
There's nothing else here that say, okay, this is what you shouldn't be doing. So it was like, as long as it works, and it works, and as long as it works, I really didn't have no reason to question it.
Right. And the Seriously Clowning Comedy, is that so it's a group, right? And that's funny because like you started off with, you couldn't pay for college, so you had to drop out, and you didn't have anything around you to help you out to start off Seriously Clowning Comedy. Did you ever think about like kind of offering an option for people that were in the same situation as you?
I didn't even think about that. I think the group started kind of on that path because I figured that I'm a funny person. There has to be somebody else here on campus that thinks like I do.
Yeah. And
when I met my boy Matt Dawes, I met him doing like the tech stuff. Like he was on the crew for like we was about to wrap up like our production. Like we was about to wrap up building the set. And it's one day he said something that was funny to me, and I just went to him and asked him what type of like what type of comedians do you like? And he like Jim Carrey, Richard Pryor, and Eddie Murphy. My top 3.
Nice.
And I was like,
best friends.
Yeah. I was like, oh, like, where have you been all my life?
The comedy angels have come out.
Yeah. So that's when I realized, okay, I'm not the only person on this campus that thinks like me.
Right.
So let's start an organization to find those types of people.
That kind of just it's like an approval once you see that.
Yeah.
That you could do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So do whatever you were thinking of doing.
Yeah. So like, and it just it worked. I don't know. When I think about it now, I didn't put too much thought in it.
Right.
Like other than just like what I wanted the logo and stuff to look like. I kind of I drew out the first one. I had held up a mirror to my face. I smiled in it and kind of looked at what it did, and I sketched that out. And I frowned in one of them because like I'm a serious person, but I really do clown around a lot.
Yeah.
Not as much as I used to.
Right.
But I used to do it all the time. Like,
yeah.
So like that was a good way to describe myself. So that's why I called it Seriously Clowning.
Nice.
And
that's a good name, man. I love that name. Yeah. Seriously Clowning Comedy.
It worked, man. And one thing someone told me about it is, oh man, you shouldn't do this because of clowns. I was like, I don't fear clowns. I was like, I don't look at clowns like that. And I'm clowning. That's not seriously clown. It's clowning. It's like clowning around, like to a sense of like always playing, always joking.
Right.
I mean, you can get a sense of what a clown does. A clown kind of like helps people. It makes people laugh, picks up spirits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That'd be funny. I just thought about picks up spirits. Let me go around and pick up all these spirits.
One got loose, guys.
All these spirits
always running away.
It's crazy. These spirits are crazy. But I just don't know. I just went with it, man. I mean, it just made sense to me. So
yeah, you just got the ball rolling, and you just never really looked back. You know, never like thought twice.
Nah,
you just said okay, and go.
Yeah, I was like, let's do this, and I did it. So.
Very cool. So after Seriously Clowning Comedy, at one point did you decide? I mean, yeah, because you moved to Wilmington after that, right?
Yes, after Greenville, I moved to Wilmington.
Yeah. So what was the thought there? Like,
I had to get out of Greenville.
Yeah. Was it too much, or was it like something where you kind of like already did as much as you could there?
I did as much as I could there. I was at the point. I was at the one thing I realized about comedy and just by watching certain things, and like no one ever told me most of this stuff, but I just realized it. Once you get to the top of something, that's when you hit your peak.
Yeah.
Because with the comics that was in the area, like they were gunning for my position,
right?
But what was I gunning for? You know what I'm saying? I got to the point where it's like now I needed motivation to drive myself, and I realized when you go to another place, you kind of start over.
Yeah.
So you start over. So like I was all right. Let me go to Wilmington. I'm gonna go to Wilmington and start over. I always liked Wilmington. I was on Port City's top comic there before I moved there. So I was like, all right, and I found out they was opening another comedy club.
Nice.
So I kind of wanted to be a part of it.
Okay.
So I went down there and I did what I needed to do to be a part of it.
Did you help them build it?
I did.
Nice.
I was there. I went down there. I didn't have a job. One of my good friends allowed me to stay with him. He had an extra room, like I said, for like the first 3 or 4 months.
That's so nice of him.
I was just making comedy money. Like I have shows here and there.
Yeah.
So and I didn't have a car, so it wasn't like it was a struggle. It was a very uncomfortable situation for the first 3 to 4 months.
How'd you get through that?
I stuck to the plan, man.
Yeah.
Like I had a friend that was able to help me out for a couple months. I was like, I still applied for jobs. Like the crazy thing about it, I applied for jobs. There was a Waffle House that wouldn't hire me.
Why?
I guess I was a manager and stuff. Like I guess I had my resume was too qualified for it, and which was crazy to me because like anybody can work at Waffle House.
I thought it was because of your name or something.
I know. I hope it won't because of that. It'd be messed up because of that. It's like, well, you see me.
Your name is Matt White.
Let's take the Matt out. You can call me M if you want to. It's like, I don't care, Marcus. It's changing. I want to learn how y'all make these eggs.
Yeah, sunny side up.
Yeah, but I know I stuck to the plan, man. Like it was
so
frustrating.
exactly. It was some frustrating times. Did you ever like want to give up and stuff like that?
Not really, because like I don't consider myself a quitter.
Yeah.
At something, and because like I really want to do comedy.
Right.
Like I was. It wasn't like, okay, maybe I should not do this and that. I was sold on it to the point where something. It was I realized it was my gift.
Yeah. And you've started over before.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like it wasn't new to you. So I guess that's another reason why you just kept going with it.
Yeah. Right before I left, I was actually I started over a couple times. I was very uncomfortable right before I left. And to be honest with you, I won 2 comedy festivals not comedy festival, a comedy contest that way.
Nice. That was just
I was uncomfortable with living like the bare minimums. Like I didn't have a bed in my room. I was living off of I was sleeping on like a egg crate. Like I bought a king size egg crate type thing and cut it in half and like stacked on top of each other. Had maybe a sheet or 2 on it and a comforter and a couple pillows.
I should have thought of that. I slept on the floor before too. I just slept on the carpet.
Yeah, that's what I slept on. I was like,
jeez.
It's kind of like a sleeping bag type deal, but better in a way.
Yeah, softer.
Yeah, way softer. It's like a lot more cushion.
Yeah.
But like that's what I did, and I slept on the floor for months until and before that I slept on somebody else's floor. I ain't even had that, but I slept on somebody else's floor. Right. To the point, homeless for a little bit, but just starting all over to a sense. And but I think.
But you never really thought twice about giving up or just going the normal route and getting a job.
Yeah, I mean, I knew I always had like a part-time job. I always had another job. Like with the resume that I have in terms of job-wise, I actually really do have a decent resume to the point where I should be able to get a job somewhere. I have really good work history. Yeah. So it's not like I don't have that. I didn't have that as a backup plan. Right. But I was like, I really wanted to do the comedy thing, so I wasn't applying for as many jobs as I could because I kind of really wanted the comedy thing to work out. It didn't work out right away, but eventually I ended up meeting the people in the club before it opened, ended up helping them out. They ended up paying me to help them out. And then eventually from then, me having a food service industry background, eventually ended up working in the kitchen, which that's what I wanted to do. Yeah. Like I'm gonna help build this club. I'm gonna be around them enough to the point where they can give me a job in the kitchen. That's kind of like what I wanted to happen, and it happened.
All right, so you're a mean cooker.
Oh yeah. I like cooking. I enjoy cooking. Actually, I really do. Nice. I've been working in the food service industry since 17, I think.
Oh really? Yeah. Wow. I could see you being like cooking could be your it's like your therapy. Yeah, like your calm place.
It is.
That's what I feel like it is when you cook.
Like cooking to me is just like comedy. Like I like making people laugh, and I like cooking for people as well. Like I used to do that. We would just have on Sundays in Greenville sometimes. We'll just have days where we cook out and I cook for people. Nice. And oh my God, it's good. Like the reaction is the same kind of things. Like you seeing telling a joke and people laughing, and then cooking something and having them try it and seeing like, oh my God,
not bad, man.
Yeah, oh my God, you did this. I'm like, hell yeah, I did that. You want some more? Some more? Go and get yourself some. Yeah. Go and get yourself some.
You ain't getting no Tupperware for me, though,
that's
so you can't take
home. You can't take none with you. No, you better eat that here. No. Yeah. But I like cooking. I actually kind of want to have. I had this idea. I kind of want to have my own like cooking show where I do comedy as I cook.
That should be the next goal. That'd be awesome to see that because nobody does that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I've had this idea for years. Like, because you'll see the cooking shows. And like, I do comedy and I know how to cook. It's like, but you don't see. Those two things are not right. Like they might say stuff here and there, like just ad lib something that's funny.
Would you do like characters and stuff like that?
I could. I mean, I think it just base it off of the whatever the dish is.
That's a good idea. Like Italian and an Italian man.
That's what I'm saying. Like in that way, each episode of each show is different because it's just literally based off the meal.
Right. That's a good idea.
That's food. There's a lot of different types of food.
I like that idea. You gotta get an island. Yeah. Do that kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Film that. Yeah. I can build an island because.
Oh, there you go. Do it.
We can build that. The countertop.
Shit, I think we got space.
Yeah, we can build that. So we turn this into a studio.
Little kitchen studio.
Yeah. He's like, so what do y'all do in your place? Nah, it's pretty much just like a little mini studio, you know.
But it's good because we always get great food out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude. So like, I always kind of.
What's the best thing you could cook? What's like the thing like? If someone say, make me a dish.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like technical into them, but I cook.
You're more like a Rachel Ray kind of
mean chicken.
I mean,
you about to say some Paula Dean shit?
No. Rachel Ray, like yeah, she doesn't measure anything out. She just kind of.
I didn't do that. Like all the jobs I've had, I've learned how to cook different stuff that I actually didn't grow up cooking or didn't grow up eating. Yeah. So, which is actually pretty cool. Huh. I learned how to cook a lot of different stuff, even like vegetarian dishes and stuff like that. I actually can cook vegetarian lasagna. This is pretty dope.
Why haven't you made that here, man? Come on, I'm waiting for it.
Because you never asked.
I love food, and that's all you got to know.
Okay. End of story.
There you go.
He loves food.
Once you do some comedy too, I'll be sitting in the kitchen with you.
He's sitting in the chair.
Yeah. Funny. Faster.
Cook faster.
Yeah. Too much smoke.
All these laughs are making me hungry.
That's funny. You can start off with an appetizer.
Yeah. Oh, apps. Give them apps in the meal. Oh, like 3 courses.
Yeah, okay. 3-course meal.
3 course. Oh yeah. Dude, actually, I think that would be a great idea though.
It is a great idea.
I've been holding on to that for a minute.
Yeah.
So
make it a reality.
Don't nobody steal that shit. So I'm coming after you.
Nobody will steal it. Nobody got that work ethic like you do.
No, they don't, man. My drive is ridiculous.
Where does that come from?
My dad, man.
Oh, your dad?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. Like maybe like probably before my mom passed, I thanked him for my work ethic. Because what he would do, like we lived in the projects, and a lot of stuff goes on in the projects. A lot of stuff that most parents don't want their kids getting into. Yeah. My mom and dad was not about the street life for us. Right. I got a lot of cousins that were into it, and at a certain point, I was a follower. Because it's like, okay, I want to do what they do.
Yeah, that's how I was too.
Yeah, and what my dad would do, me and my brother, he would on the weekends, and we did this weekly and like yearly. On the weekends, he'll take us and we go do stuff with him, like find little odd jobs for us to do. We used to smash cans and we recycle them.
Nice.
Which was the first time I realized I didn't want to drink beer. Because
the smell of it,
and all that. Ugh.
Yeah,
like we used to go to the after-hour spots, get a bag of trash, and like it was very humbling when you think about it.
Yeah, I bet.
As a young kid,
did you wear gloves?
Yeah, we did. Oh, we did. It was very, I probably wouldn't be here if I didn't wear gloves.
Yeah, dive disease.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Probably died 10 years ago. But like it was very humbling. We do our jobs. We cut grass most of the time too, and he'll take us on the weekends and we work. Nice. And in terms of like we didn't have an allowance, but that's how we earned money. That's how we had money as a kid. So before I even started working, I had a decent work ethic, and I didn't really want to do it at a point, but it kind of helped my mentality because I still do this now. Like I didn't really want to I didn't want to go with him because I was a mama's boy. I didn't want to do none of that stuff. But while I was there, I had to find ways to make it enjoyable for myself. Yeah. Because I didn't want no way I was getting out of it.
Right. Yeah, no choice.
Yeah, so I had to do it. So I would play like little games with myself as I was cutting grass sometimes. Or if I was smashing cans, it's like how fast can I smash cans with my brother? Like I used to have to do the push more. So like how fast can I cut this ditch? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like in terms of
that's a good way to think about it.
And like how I would just like cut patterns and like okay, let me work on this pattern and let me get that pattern.
Oh yeah.
And
I used to do that. Yeah. I'll take this section first and then this section.
Yeah. I plan it out. Yeah. Let me cut that. Let me do that. Then we do that one. Now I'm gonna go around the side. Yeah. Like I found ways to not think about not wanting to do it because I think that's what stops a lot of people from doing stuff because they think more about not doing it than doing it.
Yeah, and then they overthink it and then they definitely don't do it.
Yeah. So like from him doing that and it was a constant thing. It's like okay, we had to do it. It's even like now when I dread going to work, but like the first like I want to do this, but then again it's like we got to do it. Let's do it.
Got no choice.
Yeah,
there's no net. I think that's what helps, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't have a net, then obviously you just don't have a choice. You're either gonna be homeless, dead, or someplace not good.
Yeah. So. I mean, like I thank him for my work ethic, man, because that helped, and just going to college, that helped as well in terms of doing the theater stuff, the backstage stuff.
Right.
Like that's the theater building. Don't sleep, man.
Yeah, I think that was like the same with my dad too, with the work ethic. That's where I get it from, because like every day I would see him playing the bass as an example, and he never took a day off. And like seeing him work at a job that he hated, but he did it every single day, and just taking that, and like again, I didn't have any allowance either, so. When I finally was 14, then I could get a job. But before that, I was telling me to get all these chores done and stuff like that. So, and I would go with him to work and paint too. So, but I never really got paid for it. But the work ethic is what I got out of it.
Yeah.
So
it's just the process of work that's showing okay, this is what you do to get this.
Yeah.
If you want this, you have to go through these steps to get this.
Yeah.
All right. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, and I couldn't wait to get a job at 14, man.
Oh yeah. Oh, I have an award. And like the first job I had is called like a JTPA program. It's like I think it's called JTPA or something like it's somebody has to do something. It's on the award in the room.
It's like a junior kind of award.
I forgot what it was called, but like you can like when you're old enough to work, it's like a junior work program.
Okay.
So like I used to work at the rec center.
Nice.
This is a recreation center that was in the area, and I got an award that's like the most. I call it the MVP award of working, but like I had a very good work ethic, and they awarded me for it.
Nice. Yeah.
Because like I would stay. I didn't want to go home. I would stay. I would stay after. I would ask them for extra hours and stuff. I would ask them about you got anything else I can do. I go like to the rec games and stuff like that, and I do other stuff.
Right.
Like I was just above and beyond as a kid because I was just like okay, I was into it.
Yeah. A lot of people thought I was like in the Marines. But I wasn't. It was just my work ethic, and I guess it showed like a Marine. I always told people, I was like, I guess I grew up sort of like a military family. My dad was hard on me like the military. Didn't let anything slide and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess so in a way.
Yeah.
But not
I gotta give my mom credit too, because we were like, I think she had so many kids because we were like,
Let's put the mic close there.
We were like her employees.
Oh yeah.
In terms of the house, we did everything.
Right.
So like we had weekly chores that we had to do, and the funny thing about me, like she always depended. Like if somebody else didn't do their work, she knew I'd do it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Which is, after a while, now I think about it, I should have stopped doing that.
Yeah,
man.
But did it take long? Because like you guys, there's 8 of you, right? So did it take long, the chores?
Hey man, in terms of the house, the place that we lived, there was a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
Like the girls did certain things, and the boys did certain things.
Right. Yeah,
So,
I guess it was just a constant mess all the time.
Yeah, I won't say that. We were kids. You got a house
In a
full
way,
of
kids.
You got a house full of 8, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after a while, like, one kid can mess up some stuff.
Like
you
got 8. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's crazy, man. So as far as stand-up goes, you moved down to Wilmington, and then you pretty much started working at Dead Crow Comedy. How did that go? How was that experience in Wilmington compared to what you did before?
it was totally different.
Yeah.
It was totally different.
Like the next level up, pretty much?
I would say it was the next level up to what I needed to learn.
Gotcha.
Because I went from making all decisions to not.
Oh yeah. That's a crazy way because like I've always been managers and stuff like that, and then like the first job that I had that wasn't a manager was like, it's like biting my tongue a lot.
Yeah, I had to do that.
Yeah,
I didn't do it often, but I had to do that. Like,
yeah.
I definitely was vocal in terms of what I thought they should do and this and that. And
did they listen to you?
No, not eventually. I think some of the things that I said before, I mean, it might have went by the wayside, or just like they heard it and just really didn't do too much with it. And then I saw that they end up doing it, so I was like, but it wasn't. I couldn't get too mad at it because of the fact that I was like the outsider looking in. Mm-hmm. I had the success and the things that I did in Greenville, but I think if you didn't see it, you don't believe it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so I get it.
So I can say this and I can say that. I mean, they respected me for what I did in terms of the comedy and stuff like that, and what I was able to do in the kitchen. It's just I kind of wanted, like, it was hard to. I think the hardest thing for me was not to send my ego, but to cut back on my work ethic. Because it's like I wanted to do a lot of different stuff. I didn't just want to just do one thing. Yeah, they wanted me to do just one thing. I didn't want to just do one thing. Gotcha. I like having my hands in a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, and they didn't see that.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So they didn't see it like in just the timing for a lot of stuff. Like in order if I stayed there for a couple more years, it would eventually got there, but. To me, I didn't have a couple more years to stay there. Yeah, it's knowing that knowing what they're gonna go through, and they got to build their way up, and knowing that I'm like here, and I got to backtrack and wait, and for them to catch. Like I wasn't able to do that. Yeah, after a while.
I guess that's when the creation comes in, and you wanted to start your own thing.
Yeah,
that's where that starts, right? Yeah. So, is that why you left Wilmington?
A little bit, yeah. To the point where I felt like. I won't say I rose to the top of it quickly, but to the point when I got there, I was already one of the top people. So the thing going there was to grow. Yeah. So like I was already doing the tour with some of them before I even moved there. So I was already on a good level there, but I got to the point in terms of thinking about growth, and when it came down to the growth, I felt like I wasn't gonna grow there. I had to wait to grow there. In terms of timing is everything when it comes down to comedy. Right. You have to.
And so you were ready for it, but they weren't ready for it. Yeah. So
gotcha. We just didn't meet.
Yeah. You didn't see
we weren't on the same. Yeah, we weren't on the same playing field at the time.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm like, no, I ain't got no.
That happens, you know?
Yeah, ain't got no disrespect to it and none of that stuff. Yeah. So I know I know what I want. Yeah. In terms of I know what my goal is. Yeah. And
it's business is business.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And like I said, I ain't got no ill will towards them. I actually love that. Yeah, I love that stage. Shout out to Dead Crow all day, every day. Timmy Cheryl and Cole Craven. Shout out to Amy as well. The bar staff, everybody that's in that club. I love the club. Be honest with you,
it's a good club.
It was my home club. It was like that was the first. I was a comic looking for a comedy club. Yeah, and that was the first one I found. So
it's got a good like a scene.
Oh
like
yeah. The scene really was the scene was dope, man. I love it. I love going down there. I love being in that room because being in that room allows me to riff and create. Yeah. Like doing my stand-up, which was the same thing I was able to do in Greenville, but it allowed me to do it more. Right. So I loved it, and I still love it. If anybody wants to go out there, if you've never been there, go there.
Yeah, it's a really good spot. Yeah. So you moved to Raleigh, North Carolina, and why Raleigh? City.
Raleigh, because of Good Nights, man.
Good Nights Comedy Club.
To the point where it's like shit to get out the pot, man. It's like I have to me, how I look at it, Good Nights is to me personally, most people will argue this, but it's the biggest club that's in North Carolina.
Yeah, it is. I mean, so there's not really there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, there's other places. I mean, that have their fun, but in terms of the longevity and how long Good Nights has been doing stuff,
and the reputation. Back when it's
called Charlie Good Nights, it's an A room, and the talent level that gets there, that come there, like on a weekly basis, like to be able to see some of those people perform and actually be able to work with them, like that was the goal.
Some
like
A-listers then.
Yeah, the goal was to come in here to become a feature, to get to that feature level, and you had to find that type of comedy club to be able to do that with. And
yeah, that's true. Did you have to start over?
Not as much, no, because starting in 2005 and doing the things that I've been able to do over the 12 years that I've done it, coming here, I already had an established reputation. I had already done.
And did you know that, like, going
things.
in?
Yeah,
gotcha.
But I had to start over because I didn't know the management, so I had to do what I need. And in order to make the transition, I didn't just say one day I was gonna go to Raleigh and just do what I need to do in Raleigh. I knew eventually I was gonna go to Raleigh, so I started doing it early. I made sure I did the contest. I made sure I tried to come up here and perform up here.
Gotcha.
I made it a point to let them know, okay, hey, I exist a little bit. If I exist.
Interesting. So you always knew that you're the type of person that always gets ready for the next thing.
Yeah.
And
it's
so
not
you
like
see the patterns and stuff that you do in life, and so
I'm a planner, man. I'm a planner. I do stuff like spontaneously, but in terms of
ladies, he's a planner.
I write in my planner every day. I don't plan weddings though. Calm down. No rings.
Imagine you a wedding planner.
Yes, that'd be funny as shit.
Matt White, the wedding planner.
Okay, all this shit gonna be black.
But I want a white wedding.
Fuck that. I don't care what you want. You call white wedding for a reason. That's a sketch right there.
Yeah.
But I planned it. I made sure I came around and I did the necessary steps to get in, man. Like I went up there, did some of I did the clean mic a few times. I make sure I did the mic, make sure I got in front of the people that I needed to get in front of. Yeah. So when it came time for me to make that transition, it wasn't like, okay, should I do it or should I not do it? It's okay, I'm definitely doing it because I'm kind of in a little bit. I know the people that's there, so it's not like me starting over to a degree when I did have to start over because it's a bigger room. It's a totally different setup. So doing material, we gotta adjust your material a little bit. Yeah. But other
did you know going in that, that you were already how do I put this? Did you already know that since we moved to Raleigh, all right, and then you ended up moving in with me, right? Did you know that once you moved to Raleigh from Wilmington, that it would just take it up that much more?
I knew the possibility of doing that would happen or could happen.
Okay. From your experience in the past.
Yeah. Gotcha. Because like I'm going to an area that one is bigger than any other areas that I've been in. Right. And the opportunities, there's more opportunities. Yeah. So if you go to a place, if you're an opportunist and you go to the place that has more opportunities, you're gonna work more. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So I knew there was more opportunities here in terms of what I wanted to do, and it was not just Good Nights Good Nights was in terms of the stand-up thing, what I wanted to do. Good Nights was one thing that brought me here. But on the other side of it, with the sketch and the acting and stuff like that, right, Moonlight was the other side of it.
All right. Moonlight Stage Company.
A shout out Moonlight for life, all day, every day.
Moon.
That's this Tarver. I see you.
Hashtag.
Still working. Never sleep. Man, he's got a total different gear. Like yeah. You introduced me to him, and like I had be honest with you, when you introduced me, I was like, all right, these people. I was like, okay, you introduced me to people. I don't really want to meet these people. And then meeting them and just thinking about like the mindset of them, of everybody that has something to do with Moonlight.
It's the whole like the producer side of me. Yeah. It's like putting stuff together. I was like, you should meet him because of this. Yeah. Do it.
And like it worked. Yeah. Like because I was teaching at Moonlight before I decided to come up here. I was still in Wilmington.
Right. That's right. I forgot.
I used to take the bus up here.
Yeah.
Every Monday, I would take the bus up here.
Pick you up from the bus.
He picked me from the bus station. He'd take me from the bus station. Yeah. I would do that every Monday. When I was still working in the kitchen and doing stuff in Wilmington, I was still down there, but I made it a point to do that. But that's another one of those planting those seeds.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's like Carrie. She did that too. She came from Charlotte.
Yeah, so
once a week.
Yeah.
For an hour.
Yeah. I mean, like 2 hours, and like I crash on your couch. I leave at 6 in the morning. Yeah, be back there by 9. Like if I had to work. I'd be back there from 9. If I had to work at 5, I can take a nap. and get up and go to work. It's like, didn't question it, did it, and with not a lot of money either. Like most people say, I can't afford it. I was like, wasn't the fact about me not being able to afford it. It was like, because I need to do this. Yeah. Because in the long scheme of things, or whatever, how do you say it? Yeah. In the long run.
In the long run,
it's all gonna work out.
That's right.
So, but yeah, that was one of the seeds planted, and then getting to Good Next was another seed planted, because Moonlight it's the same kind of concept as what Seriously Climbing was.
Oh, interesting.
In terms of the how the structure and everything, right? It was like, it's the same kind of concept, because I kind of based it off of the theater company type thing.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Never thought about it like that.
So it's like, okay, I was like, and when you introduced me and all those people, it's like, when we talk about this a lot, just the like-minded people. Right. Like that's kind of, if Moonlight wasn't in the picture, I think I would have came here, but I wouldn't have came here as quickly as I did.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, because it was another option for you. Yeah. So, yeah, that makes complete sense.
And that made it, okay, all right, I'm definitely going down, because it's not just one opportunity, and that might be hit or miss. It's like, no, I have an opportunity to create my own thing, to do my own thing, and work on something on my own, and I can get a job, and then I can get into the club and stuff like that. So, which was what happened.
So now you're teaching. Yeah. You're teaching at Moonlight. You've been doing it for what, like 2-3
about 3 years?
3 years. Yeah, that's right. How's that going for you? Why do you teach?
I like teaching because, actually, to be honest, the funny thing about it, when I first got to college, man, I wanted to sign up for like the teaching fellows. Okay. Since high school, I've wanted to teach. Huh. Like I thought I was gonna go to college for like acting and stuff like that. Yeah. And eventually end up teaching it. Like end up being a drama teacher.
Interesting. So you were always a natural born teacher. Yeah.
I've always like the leading aspect. I've always like I said I followed as a kid a little bit, but not for long. Once I stood up for myself. Yeah. I was a leader. I had followers.
You had your sheep in front of you.
Oh yeah, I had my flock, and we flocked. I'll tell you that.
Flock.
Yeah, we did a lot of stupid stuff. They blame me for some of it, but anyway, it was my fault.
It's okay. You're the leader.
Yeah, you gotta take the hit. I gotta. It's my bad, guys. But no, I've always actually wanted to teach. I kind of like doing that. Yeah, and I had to do it at ECU too, at Seriously Climbing. Like I had to teach.
Yeah, because you started it.
And do it at the same time, and not make it seem like I was an amateur as well.
Yeah, because you didn't have the resources for it. Yeah.
So, at first, I didn't have the experience to tell somebody, "Hey, this is what you need to be doing." Right. But I had the confidence to do it. Right. And I found ways to learn stuff, and like just thinking about growing up, I soaked in so much comedy, man. It was crazy. It's like But didn't know I was really soaking it in to end up being able to give it back. Yeah. But I buy books, I research everything. Like I'm in the process about buying like a few more comedy books, just because you got to know what you're gonna do. Mm-hmm. You got to know the business of it. You got to know comedy. You got to constantly stay invested in it.
That's right. Yeah. How's your family take it? You doing comedy and stuff, like your brother and your sisters.
My brother, he's always been on board. My brother's kind of been like, he was my biggest influence actually. Nice. Like he used to come home and tell me stories about what he used to do in high school. Mm-hmm. And I remember in the 7th grade, I had the same teacher he had. Yeah. And the stuff that he used to tell me about it, I did similar stuff that he did. She hated both of us. She hated him more because like I got in trouble in my she in the little parent teacher conference, she called me my brother's name the whole time, which is why I didn't get in trouble. Yeah, that's why I didn't get in trouble.
Damn.
Yeah, my mom.
So your brother got in trouble.
Yeah. Well, my brother, he didn't care.
Damn, taking a hit.
Yeah, no, he didn't get in trouble for it, but because he was already in high school at the time. But that's why I didn't get in trouble, because that's my mom stopped the whole conference. She was like, his name is Matthew, and just left out. Because she kept calling me my brother's name the whole entire time.
That's hilarious.
She never called me by my name.
Damn.
Yeah. So I was like, I get an ass whipping because I did everything she said I did. I did all of it. But that was funny. My brother did similar stuff too.
That's hilarious.
But no, he was my one of my comedic influences in terms of why I did it. That's how I got into acting. Yeah, I saw him in Grease. They did Grease in high school.
He was in theater.
Yeah, he was. I saw him in Grease. He was Vince Fontaine's character. At the high school dance and stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He did that.
Nice.
And I saw that and I was like, yo, I can do that. And that's what I got it. I got into it the next year and never stopped. Actually,
that's your little brother?
Older brother.
Older brother.
Yeah, we shared a room. He's 2 years older than me.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Wow, interesting. So did he ever? So he's the one that he was like, you Matt, you need to go to stand up, do your thing in comedy, flourish.
I didn't quite say it like that, but no, it's before I started the group. I always used to go to Philly for the summer.
Yeah.
And before I started the group, I remember this like it was yesterday. Me and him were in, my sister was living in one of my other family members' houses. They just got a new house, so my sister was living in that place.
Yeah.
And he told me, we was in the basement, we was talking about comedy, and I was telling him I'm thinking about doing stand-up, thinking about really actually getting into it. And he was like, yo, Matt, if you open that door, I'll follow you through it.
Oh, nice.
And in terms of why I never look back, I think you asked me earlier about something similar.
Right.
That's why I never look back.
Oh, right.
Because that's all I needed.
That's your fuel right there.
Yeah, that was all I needed.
Nice. Very cool.
He said, if you open that door, I'll follow you through it. And I'm still waiting for this nigga to follow.
Damn. He's still on the starting line?
Yeah, he is. Nah, he don't start line no more. He's like the turtle in that race. I'm like the hare. I'm always like, come on, what's up, man? He's just like,
hold up, I'll be there when I get there.
Slow and steady. Slow and steady.
That's right. Nice little pace. Little pace. That's cool, man. So you teach at Moonlight Stage Company. You also teach at Comedy Good Night. Yeah. Good Night's Comedy Club.
That, be honest, that came out of nowhere, man.
Yeah.
Me and Brent Blakely, we teach the stand up 101 classes, the 130 class, right, and on the 200 class.
Right.
But it came out of nowhere. I just happened to tell one of the GMs there that I teach.
Right.
And I enjoyed doing it, and he spread the word, and I got the email asking
high school.
I got the email asking if I was interested in doing it, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm interested in doing it. And be honest with you, I've loved every class.
Nice.
Like,
how long you been doing that? At Good Nights
Since it's about a year now, actually.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
I think it started last August.
Nice. Very cool, man.
And it's fun, man.
A lot especially at a room, right?
Yeah, and I mean, it's just working with, like, I went back to the basics. I went back to what I was doing. I got into it, like working with other comics, working with people, and helping people grow. Yeah, like I do have being funny and natural, and I won't say naturally good at comedy, but I do have that gift. Yeah. It's just being able to put it out there more, but being able to help people, and I see stuff differently than most people to a certain extent. Right. And being able to help them just see the progress from the classes, and then seeing the showcases, and it's just, I don't know.
Isn't it awesome?
It is,
with
man.
My students, when they perform, it's like, man, you were not like this at the beginning of class.
Yeah.
Of the semester. It was
like
crazy.
You had no idea what you were doing.
Yeah.
First of all,
and look what you just did. They might still not realize how much they've grown.
Yeah.
But man, if I could just like videotape them, I should do that. Just videotape them and make them see how far they've come.
Yeah. That's why I want to document the process. Like, I want to get to the point where I want the one class. I can figure out how many people I want in it, because that's gonna be like the golden number. But have one class and literally record each class session, and at the end of the session, once they see what they did in the showcase, like, cut it together, put it all together in terms of their journey and what they did. I think, to me personally, I think it'll give them more motivation to stick with it, other than the fact, I had one good show. It's like, 2 points. Like, look, this is where you were when you first started, and this is where you failed. This is where you picked yourself back up. This is where you found what you wanted to do in it. Right. So, and give them that. Say, look.
And it gives them a perspective, too.
As long as you keep doing that,
you'll be all right.
You'll go anywhere. Yeah. But that's why I want to document it, just to show it. And I don't know, I'm just weird about, because I watch like people's not bios, but
the
biographies and shit like that. Like people like not let's say who is someone that just
you mean like the biography channel and like
just like what people someone. Do in terms of like where they came from and what they like you always have for some reason there's always a camera around.
Yeah, that's true. Like the Defiant ones.
Yeah.
There was always a camera.
There was always a camera around.
Easy E, there he is in the studio.
Yeah, like Jimmy Iovine's, like the stuff they was doing. There was always a camera around. Yeah, and there's always a camera around people that's actually being that are good at what they do. Yeah, in terms of not to say, oh, I'm good at what I do. It's just like just document. It's like the classes are crazy, man. The classes are. It's hard to explain it to people because people are if they're not in it. Yeah, people are so skeptical from like, oh, how can you teach this? And it's like, come to the class before you knock it. Come to the class and see what I do. Yeah, it's not about me teaching something. It ain't about the money for me. It's literally about molding people. Yeah, if I can help 3 comics get to where they need to go, they'll never forget that. And
then it takes you to another level as well. Yeah.
So who inspired you? Who got you? Oh, this person did this. Who inspired you? This person did that. Also, and then it's like, who is this person? If they don't know, who is this person? It's another way to get noticed.
Yeah, it is.
Everyone has their own path. Everyone has their own story.
That's right. And then you win contests.
Yeah.
Let me close these blinds real quick.
Yeah. I'm getting all like choppy and shit, man.
Looking like a zebra.
Hell yeah. Look at that black zebra.
A black zebra. That's hilarious. Wait, hold on. Let me turn it on. Let me fix something else real quick.
Yeah. Keep talking. But no, man, it's crazy, man. Just the class is just thinking about it. I try not to think too much about like what I'm doing. Yeah. I'm just like focused with my planning and stuff. I just every day, each day is different. So,
yo, I've seen your calendar, man. That's you got a lot going on. That's for sure. Yeah. You're always doing something. Yeah. So, like, the contests that you do. Like, how many contests have you won?
I won 3.
Won 3?
I won 3. I placed second in 1. I think I placed second in 2 of them.
Okay. Cool. How are contests, like, for you? Or do you, like... Is it nerve-wracking?
Yes.
Like to the point of what? You know,
it's like a packet. It's like
smoking like a pack in the beginning.
It's like smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. Stressful.
Yeah.
Like I know it is. It's not like I'm back at the beginning. Like to a certain point, it's like what? Like with me, just personally, it depends on how you choose to go about it.
Yeah.
And accepting the way you go about it. Like each contest that I've been in, I've had different goals for all of them.
Right.
The first one I was in, that was my way. That was me getting back on stage after my mom died.
Right.
So that was me forcing myself to get back on stage.
Yeah.
The second one I was in was the same one, getting back on stage, but the goal was different. It was like instead of getting back, I'm back on stage now.
Yeah.
Now let me do better than I did the first time. Just for my mom.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Always one-upping yourself.
Yeah. And that's the one I ended up winning that one. It was 12 comics. I went first, and I won that, which is not common.
Yeah,
in terms of winning a comic, like especially that's in Wilmington. It took place in Wilmington. I wasn't living there yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So like that's the first one I won.
Interesting.
The second one I won the second time. Like it's all of them is like it's not the fact that I won it the first time. It's the one I won the first time.
Yeah.
But the one, the Carolina's Funniest Comic, when I won that, the year before, I placed 3rd. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do it again. And I want to do better than what I did.
So that's why.
First time.
Yeah, that's why you should. Is that why you tell all your students, like, you know, do this contest, and if you lose, do the contest again, and just keep doing it?
Yeah.
Is it for that to grow, or is it for to get time on stage? Or is it both?
It's both, man. Like the time that you're gonna get on stage in these contests. Like if you advance in the contest,
yeah,
you're gonna get more time. So like you can probably get more time than what you would normally get just doing a showcase or waiting to get booked on something.
Right.
So if you do the contest, the crowd is gonna be in the room. you're gonna have, instead of like, it's not the same as doing the mic. It's a showcase. There's gonna be a lot of people at that show, and the tape that you can get from that contest can get you work.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
be honest, like like I was say no bullshit again. I don't know, can we cuss? I ain't asking, but like most of from these contests, the tapes that I've gotten out of these contests have gotten me work.
Yeah,
it's not the fact that I just won this contest and that from winning that has gotten me work. It's the fact that I had the not the vision, but I think it's wherewithal, but to actually film it.
Yeah. Oh, so that's a good approach. Like, do you tell your students that, like, don't think about it as a contest, think about it as something that you could film to pursue your dream.
It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to get a really good tape, because it's hard. It's really hard to get a good tape. And like some of my students, like they did a contest. They're really green,
right?
But it's like knowing that, it's like, okay, this is an opportunity to perform in front of a really good audience. It can either go well, if it can, or you can bomb. That's anybody can have those options,
right?
So, but even experienced people still bomb every once in a while, or just not do as well as they want to.
Yeah.
But it gives you an opportunity to craft something and work on something, and it's a totally different type of show.
That's cool.
Like but like contests are fickle. Most people say, "Well, I'm not going to win it because it's rigged or this and that." Say what you want. I mean, there's politics and a lot of stuff, but say what you want. But
it's politics and everything, man.
Yeah, don't worry about the politics. Worry about what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, as long as you do your best,
Yeah,
that's all you gotta do.
Like every contest so far, I've had a goal of what I wanted to do.
Yeah,
and I've come up short in a few of them, but the other ones I did what I wanted to do.
Yeah. There it is.
Like this one I was just in that made it to the finals. That's what I wanted to do. That was the goal, was to make it back to the finals, because last year I came up short.
Yeah.
But I came up short and got in my head. I made and didn't perform like I normally perform. I felt like I was robotic on stage. Like I was just going.
How'd you deal with that? Because I know you were like probably you were upset about it.
I was upset at myself because I let it get to me.
So you were upset that you were dwelling on it.
Yeah.
And then it's just a cycle from there.
Yeah. And but no, with me, I get over stuff pretty quick.
Oh, that's good. Like, how long did it take you?
Like a day or two. Like, actually, it took me talking to you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you just had to let it out.
Man, which happens is really good that you're my roommate. Like, even when I didn't stay with you, like, or rooming with you, when I used to come up here, if anything happens, like, I talk out what I need to talk out with you. You're a good person to talk that stuff out with.
Oh,
because then, like, you're my friend, but instead of being my friend and telling me what you think I need to hear, you tell me what I need to hear.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I said,
it's like another you.
Yeah. You tell me what I need to hear in terms of to keep myself going, versus like, oh no, instead of being, oh no, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. It's like, you don't stroke my ego at all. You actually, you actually deflate my ego when it comes down to it.
Yeah, I think it's important. Gotta get that ego out of here. But we all do it. I do it sometimes too. And it's just a thing that we have to get through. That's cool, man. You're doing a lot of great things, and I think what's the next step? Do you want to share your plan? I know I don't like to share my plan about what I'm doing.
I don't either, man.
So
I'll just say this. I really don't like to share it, but I will say this because I'm trying to train myself to get out of my way of thinking. Because to a certain extent, it will hinder me. Not saying I'm trying to throw away the way I think. Yeah. I'm trying to add on different ways of thinking.
Yeah.
So
take experimenting with different ways, and I get it.
So I'm looking. I think the next step is when I think about it, just being real with myself. I have to go to a bigger city. I don't necessarily have to move to a bigger city. I have to start performing more in bigger cities. Yeah. Because the things that I've been able to do with the festivals and all that stuff, the things I've been able to do, and I'm not in those cities like that. I'm not. Yeah, it says something. Performing like all these other people are. Right. And I just think about it. What if I was?
Yeah, that's true. And you opened up for some pretty Big names too. Like who? Like who?
I've opened up for Tim Meadows.
Tim Meadows.
I've opened up for. I work with Orlando Jones. He's actor, but his stand-up's actually he actually was trying to do stand-up, so which and it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I work with this dude named Sean Patton. I work with Roy.
Roy Wood Jr.
Ben Roy. No, it's not Roy Wood Jr. Actually, I haven't worked with Roy Wood Jr. yet, but that would be actually.
I think that'd be fun with you.
That would
you
be,
too.
Yeah, that would be perfect because he actually gave me advice. He gave me the advice to write everything down years ago.
Oh yeah. When he first started?
Yeah, when I didn't want to write nothing down, we went to one of his shows, and I used to watch him on Comedy View. He was one of the comics that stood out to me.
Yeah.
Because he was different, actually.
Right.
He was different. He wasn't what everybody. He wasn't doing
Was he
what
on
everybody else was doing.
comedy on the Daily Show at the time?
Oh,
okay.
He won't nowhere near it.
Huh.
Like he's just now. He gained a lot of success when he placed higher up in the Last Comic Standing a couple years ago.
Gotcha.
And I used to talk to him. I haven't talked to him recently. Probably don't even remember who I am. He might, you never know. But
Roy, come on,
hit me up.
If you're watching this,
give me a writing gig. I won't let you down. Nah,
brother to brother.
But nah, he helped me, man. He didn't have to. He told me to write everything down, and I've been doing it ever since.
Nice. So. And now you're passing that along.
Yeah.
To all your students. That's very cool, man. All right, so where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook.
Facebook?
You can search Matt Ain't White. That'll take you to my comedy page.
Matt Ain't White.
Yeah, my Matt White comedy page. You can find me on Twitter at Head Clown, which was also the position that I had in Seriously Clowning. That was my president position.
Nice. You had the crown.
Yeah. You can find me on Instagram as well at head_clown_23. I know it's long, but I don't give a fuck. When I get verified, that's when I change it.
Yeah. It's gonna be a while.
Yeah. But that's where you can find me on social media. You can also find me at Good Nights here and there. Just check out the shows. You never know when I pop up.
Nice. Very cool, man.
But I post all my stuff on Instagram. I post like my comedy schedule on Instagram. I post it on my Facebook page. I even have like the events on my Facebook page.
Very cool.
You can find me.
That's awesome, man. All right, so one last question for you. Looking back in your stand-up career, what's the best experience and the worst experience?
It's the same experience, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah. I went to, in 2013, I did a lot of comedy festivals. I did a comedy festival. It's called the Comedy Wings Comedy Competition.
Yeah.
It was for the American Black Film Festival. It was the first year they was holding a comedy contest.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a online contest. Like they were gonna pick 10 people, and people voted online. They actually ended up only picking 9, and instead of them voting online, they had a show at the Comedy Store in LA, and I had no hopes or dreams of going to LA.
Is that the one I went to?
Yeah.
Okay. So
you was actually there.
I was there.
So which is kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, it is crazy.
But that show, going into it, I think about, like, I'm a planner. I think about what I got to do. I knew I was going on the West Coast, and I knew I had to change up my set for the crowd because of the fact that the crowds over here are totally different from over there.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to do that. I got caught up in being in LA, like, oh my God, I got starstruck. I was seeing places. I was seeing stuff.
Everything was new.
Yeah, I was seeing stuff that I saw on TV.
Yeah.
And like when you see it on TV after a while, coming from a small town, when you see stuff on TV, like when you're from a small town, you kind of really like the world is really small to you when you think about it. Until you like meet people from other places. All right. But I like Hollywood Boulevard, let's walk and seeing all the stars. I took pictures, like seeing all that stuff. Like I let me being a tourist or me being in that place for the first time kind of affect me a little bit because it distracted me from my grind and why I was there.
Yeah.
So when I performed, I went on stage and I didn't change up the stuff, and I didn't have to change it completely. I just had to change up how I presented it to them. Yeah. Because they're used to certain things that we're not used to over here. Mm-hmm. But went on stage. I did my set. To me, I didn't think it went that well personally.
Right.
I did it. I didn't attack the crowd either. Mm-hmm. I did it. I sat there. I did it.
Now, who was an audience? Like, did you keep that in mind? Is that one of the reasons why it didn't go so well? Is because you thought, there's some big names.
Damon Wayans was in the audience.
Damon Wayans, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, Affion Crockett was in the audience.
Anthony
Anderson was in the audience.
Yeah.
Like legit black stars.
Yeah.
Were in the audience. Chris, I can't think of his last name, but I know who he is too. Right. I used to see him on Comic View. I like this stuff. Mm-hmm. Bruh Man closed out the show. Like celebrities. Like it was the first time I've ever been in a situation where I was performing from like A-list celebrities in the room and like black celebrities in the room.
That's a lot of pressure, man. And then first time in LA too. Yeah, just adds on top of that.
So it was like I found out that Damon Wayans was in the room like midway the show.
Before you going on?
Yeah, because the guy Esau that hosted the show, Esau, I think it's McGraw. Right. He said it real loud that, oh my God, we got Damon Wayans in the house, and I heard it from backstage. I was like, what? Which I actually got a cool story about Damon Wayans after that, because I wouldn't have met him, but I use it in my stand up. But it was I didn't do that well. I didn't do as well as I wanted to. Right. Like my jokes it wasn't like a bomb. Stuff got laughs. Yeah. But it my performance on stage, what I had on and all the other stuff, a lot of the shit didn't connect. Right. Yeah. So
just kind of like all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah. And I did my set. I did my time. I took it for what it was. And the crazy thing about it, Bob Sumner, he was the original. He was the guy that was in charge of Def Comedy Jam. Russell Simmons just had the name. Bob Sumner was the guy that booked the comics and influenced with the comics. Nice. He was the guy that he greeted us when we got there. He knew who I was. Yeah. And the one thing he told me at the end was the thing that I told myself I should have done in the first place. Uh-huh. But in terms of like, all right, he told me that you need to start actually doing your material in different places.
Yeah, different states and West Coast, East Coast.
Yeah, and that's the only thing he told me. He didn't tell me it's like you'll never work in this town. He didn't. He just said,
"You're a bum. Get out of here."
You need to start working your material in different areas, and I've been doing it ever since.
Very cool, man. That's
it was
awesome.
a great experience, but it was the worst experience because comedy wise, did not perform the way I wanted to. But I got to meet a lot of cool people, and I got to being in a room with all those people, and then Damon Wayans actually, "What's up, Mr. White?" When I went up to see him, he was like, "What's up with me?" He's like, "You remember my name?" What? So like being like,
so he came up to you first?
No, I went over to him.
You went up to him, but he talked first.
No, I was like, actually, I kind of like, like, "Can I come over there?" He was like, "Yeah, come on over." Yeah, and it was pretty cool.
Nice, man.
And like that's
a hell of an experience.
The Wayans family, in terms of people I want to meet, I want to meet all of them. Yeah. So
it was just Wayne that was there.
Yeah,
right?
Damon. It was just Damon there. Yeah, he was just. No, Lil Weezy was not in the room.
Lil Weezy was. Oh man, young money.
Yeah, he was not in the room. But it was crazy though. Excuse me. I took pictures. Excuse me. I took a little gassy.
A little gassy in the
mouth.
A
little emotional. But I took pictures with him.
That's cool.
I met him. I met Anthony. I met so many people that actually, like, I kind of looked up to. Yeah. Just as a black kid growing up and just seeing these people on TV, and to be in the room with them.
That's a hell of an. Go ahead.
No, to be doing that, and not knowing that I was gonna be doing that as a kid. Yeah. Yeah. But like to be in that room and say, you know what, I am supposed to be doing this. Right. So, and that was in 2013. So
that was 2013. Mm-hmm. Damn, did not know that was
4 years ago.
That's crazy. Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. Well, on that note, thank you for joining me on this podcast.
Appreciate it.
If you want to find out where, I'll link all of his social media down below for the podcast. He said it. There it is. And until next time, thank you guys.
Appreciate it.